That laugh, that's the laugh of a crazy person. But I noticed that she's not using that laugh anymore. Somebody convinced her, don't laugh, just don't laugh. Don't laugh under any circumstances because
I like laughter, but sometimes.
Not her laughter.
Those Americans who have an opinion of the vice president think that, number one, she's a bit of a ding-dong.
You're okay with this approach of talking about her laugh and nasty and disrespectful and all this stuff that Donald Trump has said. You don't think part of that is going to kill you at the polls?
She's not a serious person. They've had one vegetable in chief. They don't want another. And they also think that she is a member of the loon wing of the Democratic Party.
You know, I just wanted, before we move on to the next thing, this really tells me how out of touch they are, because you're talking about a woman of color. Do you think anything that you could come up with she hasn't heard before? This isn't new.
Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sunny Hostin, and the rest of The View are losing their minds once again. This time, it's about Kamala Harris being absolutely buried by not just right-wing politicians, but by memes on Twitter and everything like that. And of course, we all know where this is going. Whoopi Goldberg and the rest of The View make this a racial issue. Of course, it's not because Kamala Harris couldn't possibly not be qualified to be the president of the United States. It's because she's not white. That's why people don't like her. And probably because she's a woman as well. I don't know. I haven't pre-watched this. I'm just going to go ahead and say they're probably going to throw in there that it's because she's a woman as well. But I know they make this about race. Let's get into this clip here of Whoopi Goldberg on The View calling out all the right-wingers, Donald Trump and the rest of them for not just not liking Kamala Harris, but for being racist because they don't like Kamala Harris. Let's check this out.
As the Harris campaign gets off the ground, it continues to surge. The Republican rival and his supporters are trying to find a line of attack that will stick. And so they tried some material out on Fox News yesterday. Take a look.
She got rid of the laugh. I noticed I haven't seen that crazy laugh that she gets. She's crazy.
I just wanted, before we move on to the next thing, this really tells me how out of touch they are, because you're talking about a woman of color. Do you think anything that you could come up with she hasn't heard before? This isn't new.
Nobody cares if she's heard it before, bro. They're talking to the voters, not to Kamala Harris. I don't think the aim is to hurt Kamala Harris's feelings. Now, that would be a nice side benefit of it, but they're talking to the voters, trying to get their candidate elected. They don't care if Kamala Harris has heard this before. Dude, every time, I just took a week off. I pre-recorded all these videos that you guys been seeing the last few days before. I took a week off. Today's my first day back. I'm already extremely angry at this. We're a minute and 20 seconds into the clip. I don't know how much longer I can do this stuff talking about The View. I don't know how much longer I can do it. They're so stupid. It just makes me furious.
People saying you only got the job because you're a person of color. You got this because you're a person. You all have to get more creative. Right.
It's the truth, dumbass. It's not about being creative. It's the truth. The only reason why Kamala Harris was vice president is because she's not white and a woman. And that's the perfect fit for a vice president of a white Democratic candidate, because all you people care about is race and gender. That's it. That's the only thing that these people care about, and sexuality, how gay you can be. That's it.
You have to raise the bar if you're going to do this kind of thing. And keep in mind that you all are living your best caricatures. You're being exactly the people we think you are. So just know you're going to have to be more creative. Would you say that, Joy?
I would say that.
As a stand-up?
I would say that.
I think it's going to just get worse.
Yes.
I think that the bar is already low, and we've heard the attacks. She didn't earn it. She's a DEI candidate.
Yeah.
Some people are calling her crazy. They're calling her dumb.
Don't they do that to women all the time?
All the time, and especially, unfortunately.
I knew it. I knew they were going to make it about women. That's all they have. All they have is, it's funny how they call us the people who are obsessed with race and the racist and misogynist and everything like that, when nobody is saying anything in the clips that they showed about race or gender or anything. But because they have no defense to the actual person and the merits of the person, they go straight to, oh, they do this all the time with black women. It's like, oh my God, they have nothing else.
Women of color. But, I think the problem is that the GOP needs to convince voters that Trump and Vance
and themselves
are regular guys, and they're not. They are weird, just like they've been called.
Well, Democrats seem to have landed on this word that they think sums up the Republican ticket. Take a look.
It's not just a weird style that he brings. It's that this leads to weird policies.
I mean, on the other side, they're just weird.
No matter what kind of weird stuff they keep saying.
It's a weird thing he does.
You know, these guys are just weird. That's who they are. But we're not afraid of weird people.
No.
We're a little bit creeped out, but we're not afraid.
So, I mean, really, the question is, what on God's green earth makes them think that taunting people and women in particular, what makes them think this is going to work for them?
Well, first of all, so before we get to the weird part, I want to talk a little bit about the laughter and his Donald Trump's obsession with the laughter.
Yeah.
There was an article in The Atlantic where it said, this comes from Trump's upbringing. His dad, who was, we're going to have his brother.
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
They're on later. His nephew on later. I'm getting this right. So they've read, there's been books at length about what the family was like growing up. And the Donald Trump's dad was the beginning of all of this. Look at Donald Trump, and then you can imagine his dad. So he used to say, his father drilled into him, laughing is to make yourself vulnerable. It's to let down your guard in some way. So Donald Trump thinks laughter is weakness, which is why if you look around, you'll never have seen him laugh.
Have you ever seen him laugh?
I thought about this. I've never seen him laugh. He does a smile and he just pauses. I've never seen him laugh.
That's why he would also
If you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
take a joke like at the White House Correspondents' Dinner to a point of running for a presidency because that humor is too vulnerable for him. Now, getting to the weird thing that they've really turned on the right, the Harris campaign has really kind of taken that weird.
Yeah.
Think about it. People on the right say a lot of weird things. When you think of like monitoring girls' periods, that's weird.
That's weird.
Banning books, coming for drag shows. And by the way, if your kid's gay, they're already gay. Like no one's turning them anything. So let them view whatever they want, you know. But also,
What? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, I can't. We're the weird ones for saying that children shouldn't be going to drag shows. We're the weird ones for saying the Olympics shouldn't have a dude with his nuts out and women with beards mocking the Last Supper. Like the weird ones. This is not going to stick. Nobody takes this seriously. Like there's no way. This is not going to stick.
I don't like name calling. You're not going to see me do it unless I slip up and I'll own it. But weird I don't see as below the belt.
I don't either.
I think what they're saying is this is not your grandfather's Republican Party. This is one that is going outside of the mainstream much further, the policies and the positions they're adapting. And I have to say, Kamala Harris has confounded Donald Trump and his team. I am shocked that they haven't fired someone yet. I like her and I could write a better ad against her than they have. It's bizarre.
It's funny how she says, and The View always say this is not your grandfather's Republican Party, as if this is your grandfather's Democratic Party. Even like 10, 15 years ago, things were drastically different. If you go watch old debates and old interviews with candidates, you know, they would ask the people who were running against Obama on the opposite side, not other Democrats, but Republicans running against Obama. They would say, I forgot exactly who it was, but it was somebody running against Obama, trying to win the Republican nominee, whatever. And they would ask questions like, but isn't he like a Muslim? Should we have a Muslim running the country? And they would like defend Obama running against him, saying, oh no, he's a good guy. Like he's a good guy. Like they would be honorable at least and not, you know, throw names out at each other and actually hate each other. Like there was still this sense of unity. Like, yes, I'm trying to beat you, but we're all Americans. That doesn't exist anymore. And I think that's like a perfect sign of the fact that this country is just getting run straight into the ground. And I don't know if there's any saving it. But to say that like this isn't your grandfather's Republican Party, as if it's even close to your grandfather's Democratic Party. Like, do you guys see what you're defending? Like children going to drag shows. That's sick. That's not weird. That's sick. That's just straight sick, you know? So I just can't believe these people. It makes me so angry. I'm trying my best to not get angry, but I'm furious.
They have this new one out today that's her dancing. She looks great. She looks like your cool aunt who you wish your mom was a little bit more like to me. And they have a quick interview of her basically saying she hadn't been to the border yet. Well, she's going to be able to respond to that and say, we had a border bill that you blocked. They cannot land an attack. I'm stunned by it.
But you know what? To Joy's point in terms of this weird thing, because I thought weird was pretty innocuous.
Yeah, it feels benign.
That felt benign. What I do think Democrats need to do is start talking about Project 2025 more and more and more.
All right, we're going to cut it there because I literally can't deal with this anymore. This Project 2025 shit is just out of hand. Trump on the daily tweets that he has nothing to do with Project 2025. Trump is the Republican nominee. If Republicans win, Trump will be the president. Donald Trump has said over and over and over again, to the dismay of all of his supporters, to the dismay of me, because Project 2025 isn't even that bad. There's nothing that crazy about it. It just has a name, Project 2025, so it sounds all ominous and everything, and nobody's going to actually look into what it means. They're just going to know Sunny Hostin and Whoopi Goldberg on The View told me that Project 2025 is really bad. And if Donald Trump gets in office, Project 2025 is going to be really bad. It's like they don't even know what it is. And even if they did know, good news for you guys, Donald Trump hates Project 2025 and has told us a million times how much he hates Project 2025. So it's just so stupid. I don't even want to hear what they have to say after this because I know it's going to piss me off. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about The View losing their minds over people attacking Kamala Harris for being extremely unlikable. And of course, using all the istophobes in the book that they can to do it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Whoopi Goldberg and The View versus Donald Trump and Republicans situation.